all up as we go. It's very much like the game show Whose Line Is It Anyway? If you've ever seen that, we're like that, but they're probably funnier. But we're going to give you a good show anyways. So the first game we have for you this morning is a game called Whose Line Is It Anyway? And so what happens in this game is Patrick and I are going to be acting out a scene, but in our pocket here we have 4, not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 beautiful lines. And these lines were written by you guys. So if you don't like them, you wrote them. You only blame yourselves. But in this scene, we have to randomly pull these lines out of our pockets and incorporate them into the scene that we're acting out at some point. So what I need from you, our beautiful audience, is I need a life-changing event. What's a life-changing event? Shout it out.
Yeah.
Having a baby. Woo! Having a baby. I don't know how this is going to happen, but we're having a baby. So, life-changing event of having a baby. 2 people having a baby. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Dude, I got here as soon as you're cut. How's your wife?
Oh, she's doing great, but my stomach hurts really bad.
Why does your stomach hurt?
I ate too many donuts this morning.
Well, that would do it. That would explain why the box out there was also empty. Look, man, this is going to change our friendship. It's never going to be the same. You're going to have a baby now. And you know, every time I try to come over, you know what your wife is going to say now? Every time we want to hang out, every time we want to have bro time, you know what's going to happen?
What is she
Your wife is going to look at me and say, what we have here is a failure to communicate.
She tells me that all the time.
Yeah, I know. It's only going to get worse from here. And the baby's going to start saying it one day, that it's a girl.
Well, you know what? The baby's probably going to take after her mom, and she's going to say, because it is a girl, she's going to say, use your manners, like my wife always says.
That is just exactly what your wife said. You know what? I don't have to cut a steak if I don't want to. I can just stab it and gnaw it off.
I just like to use my hands.
And that's how I eat steaks. Look, man, I know this is going to be hard for us, but I did get you a present today.
Oh, you shouldn't have.
I got you a card, and I wrote this inside the card.
He never gives me cards. This is special.
Everything happens for a reason, but sometimes that reason is you're stupid and you make bad decisions. You should have waited to have this baby. You're nowhere near prepared to be a father. I mean, you still live in that old youth room at the church, you and your wife, and now it's going to be you and your wife and a baby in the old youth room at the church? Have you thought about anything?
Hey, Jesus made it in an inn, then we can make it in a youth room.
Don't go doing that to me. You know I can't argue with that kind of logic.
You know, my dad always tells me when I'm growing up, when times get hard...
What did he say?
He says, forgiveness is divine, never pay full price for late pizza. Never, ever pay full price.
And you're going to need to remember that, because you're not going to be able to pay full price for a pizza ever again now that you're living in a youth room with a wife and a baby.
No, probably won't get a full pizza.
You can't even get a slice of pizza on the budget that you make, man. Look, man, we need to go be by your wife now. She's in pain. Let's watch through this window. This is the baby room right here. See all the babies out there? Look at them all.
There's a lot of babies.
Aren't they so cute? They're
Oh, gee. Oh, wow.
That guy.
Oh, that's
Look at his
thumb already.
Oh, beautiful. This reminds me of the first thing that I remember my mom saying to me when I was a little kid. It was the first memory I ever had. And we were at my little brother's birth. And my mom, she looked at me and she says, I'm the boss. And I was like, you totally are. I mean, you're in labor and you're saying stuff to me.
I think
you
moms
can do whatever you want. You are the boss, Mom.
Well, it's better than what my dad told me.
What did he tell you?
He told me that your eyes are bigger than your stomach. Mom. I think he said Mom said that.
Right, it was a quote from Mom made by Dad.
Mom actually tells Dad that all the time, but to make Dad feel better, he tells me that.
But these days, I'm pretty sure your stomach has finally outgrown the old eyes. You're going to have to do some cutbacks now that you're having a baby.
I'm going to have to go to the gym, but there's not room in the youth room for a gym.
Man, you need to go and be with your wife now. I mean, I'm going to miss you. But you need to go in there and you need to encourage her. And when you're in there, I want you to look her in the eyes and say to her, these are not my pants! Nothing makes a woman feel better than knowing that you have on the wrong pants on the day of her birth. You need to let her know that.
That's what we get for doing laundry with the youth.
You know?
They were a little too small.
Those were small pants.
They were small pants. But you know what?
What? I do know what. You're going to get in there and you're going to say, honey, this is the best baby we're ever going to have. Sorry to all future children that we give birth to. And you do this, man. You're a champ.
We're going to get this engraved on the baby's bed.
I want to see. What is it, man?
I thought about this for a long time.
What's the baby's bed?
I prayed about this. It belongs in a museum.
Yes, that baby belongs in a museum. That's the only way you can afford to keep it around.
It's the most specialist baby ever.
Now get in there and encourage your wife.
I love you.